Awaken your spirit, chosen ones. Imagine waking up one day and feeling that the world around you isn't quite what it seems. The clock ticks the same, the coffee still tastes bitter, but something's shifted. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel different. It's as if someone's handed you a key, but not to your front door or your car. No, this key is to something bigger, something hidden and unmistakably yours. You've just cracked open the door to who you really are. Being a chosen one sounds glamorous, doesn't it? Like some cosmic lottery ticket you didn't even buy. But hold on. This awakening isn't some Hollywood montage of enlightenment, no soaring background music or slow-motion revelations. It's more like a jolt of electric reality that shatters every easy answer you've ever believed in. You start questioning everything, who you are, why you're here, and what you're meant to become. In that moment, it's thrilling, overwhelming, and undeniably terrifying. For some, this path begins with a subtle nudge, a gentle whisper from the universe. For others, it's more like being tossed off a cliff and told, you'll learn to fly on the way down. Either way, there's no going back to normal. Suddenly, you're no longer satisfied with the mundane. You're haunted by a sense that you're here for something greater. But what is it? And are you ready to face the raw, often uncomfortable truth of who you were meant to be? Buckle up, because this is a journey unlike any other, a journey into discovering what it really means to awaken as a chosen one. And trust me, it's not for the faint-hearted, or for anyone who thought enlightenment was going to come with an instruction manual. Number 1. Intensified internal turmoil as the first sign of awakening. Awakening isn't the calm, graceful process people sometimes imagine. For chosen ones, the beginning is often marked by an intense, messy storm of emotions. It can feel like an inner hurricane, stirring up everything you thought you knew about yourself. There's anger, confusion, and maybe even a sense of betrayal, as if your own mind has been hiding something from you all this time. You start to question everything from your values to your deepest beliefs, and it feels like the ground beneath you is cracking open. This is the turmoil that often comes before any clarity, the uncomfortable unraveling of your old self to make way for something new. During this phase, everything feels amplified. You might catch yourself overthinking even the smallest things or reacting emotionally to situations that wouldn't have bothered you before. It's as if your psyche is fighting back against the change, clinging desperately to the safety of familiar habits and beliefs. This push-pull struggle between who you were and who you're becoming can make you feel like you're losing your mind. Many chosen ones wonder if something's wrong with them, not realizing that this chaos is part of their transformation. But in the midst of this storm, something remarkable is happening. Every emotion, every doubt, every fear is peeling away the layers of your past self. This turmoil is like a detox for your soul, stripping away years of conditioning and expectation. It's painful, and it's not always pretty, but this is the fire you walk through to come out clearer, lighter, and closer to your true self. When chosen ones realize that this chaos isn't a breakdown but a breakthrough, everything begins to shift. It's here in this intense inner struggle that the path to self-discovery truly begins. Number 2, the unveiling of authentic but unsettling truths. When chosen ones begin to awaken, they don't just stumble upon their true identity. They're confronted with truths about themselves and the world that can feel unsettling, even shocking. Everything they once accepted as normal starts to look different, as if a veil has been lifted. It's a bit like pulling back the curtains on a stage where, instead of the actors they expected, they see the strings, the pulleys, and the mechanics driving the scenes. They realize how much of what they believed was shaped by others' expectations, society's norms, or even their own fears. And it's a lot to process. In this phase, they often see parts of themselves they hadn't acknowledged before, both good and bad. Old patterns, past mistakes, or beliefs they've blindly accepted start surfacing, forcing them to take a hard look at who they've been up to this point. It's not always flattering, but it's raw and real. And with every revelation comes an invitation to shed these outdated parts of themselves, to release the roles and identities that no longer serve their true purpose. This isn't just about self-improvement, it's about uncovering an authentic self buried under layers of illusions. What's equally startling is the way they begin to see the world around them. Everyday interactions, social structures, and even relationships take on new meanings as they sense hidden motivations and power dynamics they might have missed before. There's no turning away from these revelations. They demand to be acknowledged. It's challenging and at times alienating, as they realize how deeply they may have been entangled in things that weren't aligned with who they are becoming. But these uncomfortable truths are like a rite of passage. They push chosen ones to redefine themselves and their place in the world with honesty and courage, setting them on a path that feels truer and more aligned than ever before. Number 3. Loneliness as a new constant companion. As chosen ones awaken, they begin to feel an intense loneliness, one that's hard to explain. It's not just that they're physically alone, it's that the connections they once relied on start to feel thin, almost hollow. They've become aware of something deeper, something that most people around them might not yet understand or relate to, and this creates a gulf between them and the world they used to know. Regular conversations feel different, even pointless, because they no longer match the depth of what's going on inside. Friends and family may still be there, but the chosen one feels miles away, on an entirely different wavelength. This loneliness isn't about missing people or craving social interactions. It's a profound sense of being out of sync with the world. It can feel disorienting, even surreal, like living in two worlds at once. They might still go to the same places, talk to the same people, and follow familiar routines, but there's a gnawing sense that they're no longer part of it in the same way. The things that once provided comfort, small talk, hobbies, even past relationships, don't fill them up like they used to. It's as if a door has closed to an old way of being, and there's no going back. Yet, within this solitude lies a quiet strength. Chosen ones are being nudged to find a different type of connection, one that doesn't depend on external validation or fitting in with the crowd. This phase strips them down to their essence, forcing them to look within for companionship and guidance. They start to cultivate a relationship with themselves, one that's deeper and more meaningful than any external bond could be. While this loneliness is tough, it's a necessary step that teaches them resilience and prepares them to form connections that are grounded in authenticity and shared understanding, rather than convenience or habit. Number 4. Irreversible loss of mundane joys. As chosen ones awaken, they start noticing something strange. The everyday joys that once brought them happiness seem to have lost their flavor. Simple pleasures like chatting with friends, watching their favorite shows, or following old hobbies feel oddly empty. It's not that they suddenly dislike these things, it's just that they don't feel as fulfilling as they used to. The things that once filled them with excitement now feel more like distractions or noise. It's as if they've outgrown the pleasures that used to define their world, leaving them searching for something deeper, something more meaningful. This isn't an easy change. For a while, it feels as though everything fun and enjoyable has been stripped away. They might try to go back to old routines, revisiting their favorite activities, hoping to feel that spark again, but it's just not there. And this can lead to a sense of disconnection, even sadness. They might wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I enjoy the things I used to love? But this isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that they're changing. Their soul is craving something more substantial, something that aligns with the new awareness they've tapped into. This shift can make the world feel a bit gray, even depressing, as the chosen one realizes that the simple comforts they once relied on no longer satisfy. But this emptiness isn't permanent. It's a transitional phase. It's a call to look beyond the surface and find joy in places they hadn't considered before. Gradually, they begin to seek fulfillment in purpose-driven activities, in moments of genuine connection, in creative expression, or in service to others. What was once shallow and easy is replaced by a desire for experiences that resonate on a deeper level. And though the journey may be challenging, it ultimately leads them to a more profound and lasting sense of satisfaction. Number 5. Intuition becomes infallible, but it's not always welcome. As chosen ones awaken, they start experiencing a new kind of intuition, one that feels almost unnervingly accurate. It's not the vague gut feeling they were used to. It's sharper, clearer, and at times unsettling. They find themselves instinctively knowing things they haven't been told, sensing when people aren't being honest, and picking up on energies in a way they can't explain. Everyday conversations reveal layers of meaning, and they can practically feel the underlying intentions behind people's words. This heightened intuition is both a gift and a burden because it doesn't come with an off switch. At first, this new awareness can make social interactions awkward, even uncomfortable. They might catch themselves noticing when friends, family, or colleagues are hiding something, or when someone's saying one thing but feeling another. It's like having a spotlight that reveals things most people would rather keep in the dark. This can be disorienting, especially when they're forced to confront uncomfortable truths about people they trusted. Their relationships change because it's hard to ignore these insights, and pretending not to see the truth feels false. While this heightened intuition can be empowering, it also forces the chosen ones to live with a certain level of discomfort. They're no longer able to go through life on autopilot, accepting things at face value. Their instincts demand that they see beyond the surface, which is both freeing and isolating. It's tough to deal with the reality that people are often hiding parts of themselves, and it can make the world feel a bit lonelier. However, as they learn to trust and hone this intuition, it becomes a guiding force, helping them make decisions that align with their true selves and avoid paths that aren't meant for them. It's as if they've unlocked a compass that guides them in ways others might never fully understand. Number 6. Visions and insights beyond ordinary perception. As chosen ones awaken, they begin to experience vivid dreams, flashes of insight, and visions that go beyond ordinary perception. These moments come unexpectedly, like sudden glimpses into another layer of reality, showing them images, messages, or symbols that feel strangely meaningful. They might dream of places they've never been, or see scenarios play out in their mind's eye that seem unconnected to their current life but feel undeniably real. These visions are more than just stray thoughts. They carry an intensity, a sense of urgency that demands attention. These insights often hold messages that are hard to interpret, adding to the mystery. Some seem like hints about their future or guidance on challenges they're facing, while others appear more cryptic, almost like riddles. At times, these visions reveal beauty and hope, showing them paths filled with purpose and fulfillment. Other times, they're confronted with darker images that reveal obstacles they'll have to overcome or aspects of themselves they need to face. These glimpses can be inspiring, but they're also unsettling, as they nudge the chosen one to look beyond the safety of the known and venture into the unknown. Living with these visions and insights isn't easy. They can't talk about them with just anyone. Most people wouldn't understand or might dismiss it as fantasy. Yet for the chosen ones, these experiences feel undeniably real, as if they're tuning into something bigger, something beyond the ordinary. As they learn to trust these messages, they begin to see them as a form of guidance, helping them navigate the uncertainties of their path. Over time, they realize these insights are like signposts, revealing truths and offering direction. They become a powerful part of their journey, giving them courage to keep going, even when the road ahead is filled with mystery and challenge. Number 7. A newfound empathy that feels like a curse. As chosen ones awaken, they start to feel a powerful, almost overwhelming sense of empathy. It's not the kind of empathy where they simply feel sorry for others. It's as if they're feeling the pain, joy, and emotions of others directly within themselves. This level of sensitivity can be intense, even painful, because they can't just turn it off. They find themselves deeply affected by the struggles and suffering of people around them, and even strangers' emotions can feel like their own. Being in a crowded place or hearing someone's story can become exhausting, as they absorb these feelings almost like a sponge. This heightened empathy can feel like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gives them a deep understanding of others, allowing them to connect in ways that feel profound and meaningful. They can sense what people need without them saying it. And they can provide comfort and support that feels genuine and healing. This compassion becomes a gift that enables them to truly be there for others, often drawing people to them for guidance and understanding. But it's not all positive. This new level of empathy can feel like a curse when the weight of the world's pain becomes too much to carry. They feel sadness in places that used to feel neutral, as though they're constantly walking through a haze of other people's unspoken struggles. This can make it challenging to maintain emotional boundaries and take care of themselves. They often feel drained, needing more time alone to recharge and let go of the emotional burdens they've picked up from others. In time, they learn to balance this empathy, to use it as a force for good without letting it consume them. They become more discerning, figuring out when to open up to others and when to protect their own energy. This balance allows them to embrace their empathy as a strength, helping them build deep connections while still taking care of their own needs. Number 8. Enemies emerge without explanation. As chosen ones begin to awaken, something unexpected happens. Certain people in their lives suddenly become antagonistic or suspiciously distant. It's almost as if their growth and new sense of self make these individuals uncomfortable. These aren't always strangers or acquaintances either. Sometimes they're close friends, family members, or longtime colleagues. Without any clear reason, these people start to question, undermine, or even sabotage the chosen one's journey, often in subtle ways. This can be confusing and hurtful, especially coming from those they once trusted and relied on for support. These negative reactions aren't always obvious. They might come in the form of sly remarks, dismissive comments, or passive-aggressive behaviors. Some people might mock their newfound beliefs or make them feel as if they're too different or too intense now. Others might challenge them more directly, pointing out every flaw or misstep, as if to keep them grounded or held back. This resistance can shake the chosen one's confidence, making them wonder if there's something wrong with them for choosing this path. Yet, in reality, this backlash has little to do with them and everything to do with the other person's discomfort. For some, the chosen one's transformation triggers feelings of inadequacy or fear. Seeing someone else break free of limitations and start seeking a more purposeful life can make others confront the parts of themselves they've been ignoring. Rather than dealing with their own issues, they project negativity onto the chosen one, trying to keep them from moving too far ahead. This resistance is ultimately a reflection of their own insecurities, though painful. This experience becomes a powerful lesson in discernment. The chosen one learns to recognize who is genuinely supportive and who isn't. They realize that to move forward, they may need to set boundaries or distance themselves from those who aren't aligned with their growth. Through this, they become stronger and more self-assured, knowing that their path isn't about pleasing others, it's about staying true to themselves. Number 9. The inevitable break from destined paths. As chosen ones awaken to their true identities, they often come face to face with a profound disconnection from the careers, relationships, or life goals they once held dear. This isn't just a passing phase. It's a radical shift in perspective that lays bare the discrepancies between their former ambitions and their evolving inner truths. The realization can be both jarring and liberating. They begin to see that the path they once considered destined no longer resonates with who they are becoming. The job they once dreamed of might now feel suffocating. The relationships that used to bring joy may now seem draining, and goals that once sparked excitement can feel irrelevant. This internal conflict can be daunting. There's a fear of letting go of what they've built, the security that comes with familiar routines and expectations. Yet, as they dig deeper into their awakening, they realize that clinging to these outdated paths only stifles their growth. It's as if they're standing at a crossroads, and one path leads back to a comfortable yet unfulfilling existence, while the other beckons them into the unknown, promising alignment with their true selves, but filled with uncertainty and risk. Choosing to follow the road less traveled is not easy. It often requires breaking free from societal pressures, family expectations, or self-imposed limitations. The fear of judgment, failure, or financial instability looms large, but the pull toward authenticity becomes even stronger. They recognize that true fulfillment lies not in adhering to a predetermined plan, but in embracing their unique journey, however unconventional it may be. This transition forces chosen ones to cultivate resilience, trust, and courage. It's a leap into the unknown, where they start to carve out a new identity aligned with their inner purpose. While the road may be fraught with challenges, it's also rich with opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and the chance to create a life that truly reflects who they are. They learn to embrace uncertainty as a necessary part of their journey, realizing that it's through these daring choices that they will uncover their authentic paths and ultimately find the joy and fulfillment they've been seeking all along. Number 10. Transformation of failures into sacred teachings. As chosen ones awaken, they undergo a profound transformation in how they perceive setbacks and past failures. What once felt like personal shortcomings, moments of embarrassment, or signs of inadequacy begin to shift in meaning. Instead of viewing these experiences through a lens of disappointment or regret, they start to see them as sacred teachings, crucial lessons that have been intentionally woven into the fabric of their journey. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, strategically placed to prepare them for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. This shift in perspective allows chosen ones to recognize the inherent value in their struggles. The failures that once left them feeling defeated now reveal themselves as essential components of their growth. For instance, a failed business venture might initially feel like a crushing blow, but upon reflection, it becomes clear that it taught them critical lessons about perseverance, adaptability, and the importance of aligning their efforts with their true passions. Instead of being marked as failures, these experiences transform into sources of strength, building the resilience necessary for their evolving purpose. As they embrace this new understanding, chosen ones start to harness the wisdom gained from their past. They learn to share these insights with others, turning their stories of struggle into powerful narratives of hope and inspiration. This process not only reinforces their own growth, but also helps awaken others who may be feeling lost or disheartened. By reframing their experiences, they cultivate empathy and compassion, recognizing that everyone encounters difficulties on their path. In this way, their past becomes a treasure trove of teachings that fuel their journeys as awakeners. The insights gained from hardships become tools for guidance, enabling them to navigate life's complexities with newfound clarity. They learn that their perceived failures are not marks of inadequacy, but badges of honor, symbols of the lessons they've embraced and the resilience they've built. This transformation empowers them to approach future challenges with confidence, knowing that each obstacle is simply another opportunity for growth and awakening. In this realization, chosen ones find not just personal healing, but also the capacity to uplift and inspire others on their own journeys of transformation. Number 11. A distorted sense of time and reality. Awakened individuals often find themselves grappling with a profoundly altered sense of time and reality. In the midst of their transformation, the days seem to stretch endlessly, while others zip by in the blink of an eye. This distortion can feel surreal, like stepping into a dream where the rules of time no longer apply. Moments that once felt mundane now hold rich layers of meaning, while days packed with activities can vanish before they've even had a chance to be fully lived. This shift leads to a fascinating but often disorienting experience of life as a dynamic mosaic rather than a linear path. In this new perception, life becomes less about the rigid tick-tock of the clock and more about the quality of experiences. They may find themselves savoring a conversation with a friend, where time expands, stretching each second into a profound moment of connection. Conversely, they can become so absorbed in a creative endeavor that hours slip away unnoticed, leaving them in a state of flow. This fluidity brings a sense of freedom, allowing them to break free from the constraints of schedules and deadlines that once dictated their lives. Yet it also distances them from ordinary routines, causing friction with the expectations of those who still operate within a conventional understanding of time. This newfound perspective can be both exhilarating and disconcerting. On one hand, it opens up opportunities for deeper engagement with the present, allowing them to appreciate the richness of life's tapestry. On the other, it can lead to feelings of disconnection from those around them who might not share this heightened awareness. The chosen ones may feel like they're walking through two different realities, one grounded in everyday life and another where time is fluid and experiences are intertwined. As they navigate this altered sense of reality, they start to cultivate a more profound understanding of existence. They learn to embrace the ebb and flow of time, recognizing that life's meaning isn't found in the linear progression of events, but in the interconnectedness of their experiences. This awareness enriches their lives, inviting them to explore the depths of each moment and fostering a greater sense of purpose. Ultimately, this transformation allows them to live more authentically, navigating the world with a renewed sense of curiosity and wonder. Number 12. Discovering a fierce need to serve, regardless of recognition. As chosen ones awaken, they discover a fierce and undeniable need to serve others that becomes one of their defining traits. Suddenly, the desire for recognition or applause feels as outdated as dial-up internet. They realize that it's not about being the star of the show or getting a trophy for participation. It's about making a difference, however small, in the lives of those around them. The validation that once fueled their ambitions fades into the background, replaced by an intrinsic calling that propels them to contribute authentically to the world. This shift often leads to some humorous moments. Picture a former social media aficionado, now immersed in community service, realizing that volunteering at the local soup kitchen doesn't come with Instagram likes or hashtags. They might find themselves wrestling with the irony of it all. Here they are, pouring their heart into helping others, while their last post about brunch received more attention than their entire week of good deeds. But instead of feeling deflated, they chuckle at the absurdity of it. After all, when you're genuinely committed to serving others, it's hard to care if anyone sees it. They begin to embrace the idea that impact doesn't require a spotlight. Whether it's mentoring a struggling student, helping a neighbor with groceries, or simply lending a listening ear to a friend, they find joy in these seemingly small acts of kindness. It's not about the grand gestures or heroic deeds. It's about the quiet moments of connection and support that truly matter. They come to understand that sometimes the most significant contributions happen behind the scenes, where the real magic occurs. As this fierce need to serve grows, so does their sense of purpose. They recognize that their authentic contributions are what truly enrich their lives and the lives of others. It's a fulfilling journey that keeps them grounded, making them realize that the real reward lies in the impact they have on people's hearts, not the number of applause they receive. And while they might not be trending on social media, they're making a difference in ways that matter far more than any fleeting recognition ever could. In the end, they find themselves part of a larger tapestry, where each act of kindness weaves a thread into a beautiful and interconnected fabric of humanity. In conclusion, the journey of chosen ones awakening to their true identities is a profound and transformative experience, marked by deep introspection, altered perceptions of time, and an unwavering commitment to serve others. As they navigate this intricate path, they come to understand that their setbacks are not failures but sacred teachings that shape their resilience and wisdom. The realization that past ambitions may no longer resonate with their evolving selves compels them to forge new paths that align with their authentic purpose, even when that path is fraught with uncertainty. This transformation is not just an individual journey, it creates ripples that extend far beyond themselves. As they embrace their heightened empathy, intuitive insights, and the drive to serve without the need for recognition, they become beacons of light for others. They inspire those around them to question their own paths, encouraging them to embrace their truths and seek deeper connections with themselves and the world. Ultimately, chosen ones learn that their worth is not measured by societal accolades or superficial achievements, but by the love and impact they share with others. In this profound shift, they find freedom and fulfillment as they live with purpose and authenticity, as they weave their unique stories into the larger tapestry of existence. They not only elevate their own lives, but also contribute to the awakening of collective consciousness. This journey is a testament to the power of transformation, reminding us all that true greatness lies not in the applause we receive, but in the heart-driven actions that uplift and inspire others. The world becomes a richer, more vibrant place as each chosen one embraces their calling, echoing the truth that we are all interconnected and that every act of service is a thread that strengthens the fabric of humanity. If you've enjoyed this exploration of awakening and the profound journeys of chosen ones, we invite you to join our community. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content that dives deep into personal transformation, self-discovery, and the beautiful complexities of life. Together, we can continue this journey of growth and connection, sharing insights that empower us all to embrace our true selves. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our vibrant family.